me about how much money I could make. I had no idea about how much money I could make. My first sale was to my assistant coach, Robert Kelly. He had a $10,000 trash bag at college, and I gave him a $100,000 term for the same premium. He was putting $50 a month in a teacher's credit union, making 2 and 3% interest, and I put him in a mutual fund and gave him a chance to earn 10 to 12% interest. I changed his financial life, and it took 45 minutes. I used to run up down that basketball court and make extra income in 3 hours and made $12. But that 45 minutes changing Robert Kelly's family's life, ITT paid me $324. And that night, my world changed. I found a way to continue to coach football, something I love, and also a way to take care of my family financially. The next 2.5 years part-time, I saved over $42,000. I learned some valuable lessons in those early days. I learned if you're going to build a great company, your reputation is everything. If you don't do what's right 100% of the time, you might get by for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, but sooner or later they're going to smell you out. A.L. Williams vowed when we were born that would never happen to us. I also learned in those early days that having a cause, having a crusade, gave you a special kind of spirit. It gave you a special kind of motivation. The A.L. Williams people were so dadgum motivated, nothing could stop us. Nobody could stop us. Prudential sold life insurance to make a living. A.L. Williams sold life insurance to correct an injustice. What a powerful family we have in this community. I also learned in those early days to be a great company, you had to have an edge. You had to be different. You had to be better. See, the difference in being great and average and ordinary is this much. Folks, it's just almost too scared to talk about. See, you can do 99% of the things right and not do this much, and you're guaranteed to fail. But you can screw up every day like I did and do this much, and you're guaranteed to win. This much is a special kind of attitude, a special kind of mental toughness, a special kind of hunger and desire to be somebody. A.L. Williams was born with this much. See, I believe the life insurance industry stole more money and ripped off more people than any industry in history. And they did it 3 ways. Number 1, they keep your savings, your cash value if you die. Number 2, if you take out your savings, your cash value, they drop your life insurance. And number 3, they sold the most expensive kind of life insurance so the agent could make the most money and the company could make the most profit. How in the living dog crap could the life insurance industry get away with that crap for over 100 years? Is they were so big, so powerful, they owned the regulators and they owned the politicians and they eliminated all the competition. Let me give you an example. When we became #1, the largest insurance company in the United States, we looked across the border at Canada and we saw that those families were getting screwed with trash bag life insurance and they needed AOB. So we visited with the regulators for a year. We visited with the politicians in Canada for a year. And I'm telling you right now, you Canadians, those assholes up there ain't no better. We're so excited about having y'all come in and create all these jobs. So we go up there for 1 year, spend all this time, all this money, building a home office, getting ready to do business. And folks, the first month, I'm not talking about the third month or the sixth month, but the first month, the life insurance industry came together, went and put pressure on the regulators and the politicians, and they created a law in the first 30 months where we couldn't hire part-timers. The heart and soul of A.L. Williams was to hire part-timers. Let me give you another example. This Georgia Dome you're sitting in right now, this place you're sitting in right now, is the home of the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons were owned by Rankin Smith, who also owned the Life of Georgia. Well, would you believe that Rankin Smith and the Falcons would give free tickets and all this kind of crap to Johnny Caldwell, the insurance commissioner, and all his people? And would you believe when A.L. Williams started replacing Life of Georgia policies, that when Rankin Smith called the insurance commissioner, that number one, he would take his call, and number two, if the owner of the Falcons and Life of Georgia called him and said that A.L. Williams was a bunch of crooks, that they were stealing their policies and cash values, would you believe that the Georgia Insurance Department would issue 85 subpoenas to every single licensed guy in Georgia? That's what they did. They started a major investigation of A.L. Williams. Now, folks, this happened not hundreds, but thousands of times over the next 12 years to A.L. Williams. But this time, it was different. The life insurance companies and the regulators and the politicians, they finally met someone that was ready to fight. A.L. Williams. All of them in the eye and said, go screw yourself. Is that too tough for you Primerica people? Do y'all want me to clean it up a little bit? You know, in telling you what the secret is, do y'all want me to tell it like it is, or do you want me to clean it up? You know what? I love the motto of the Marine Corps. Their motto is we need a few good men. In 1977, A.L. Williams was born with a few good men. And you know what? We hit the life insurance industry like an atomic bomb. Those 85 men and women were crusaders. A.L. Williams spent most of his time with the new recruits on the crusade, just like the Marine Corps. They trained their new recruits to kill the enemy. A.L. Williams trained our new recruits to kill cash value. I made the decision to give up coaching and go full-time. That was the toughest decision of my life. I didn't like the idea of talking to strangers. I didn't like the idea of being known as a life insurance agent. I didn't like the idea of living on commissions where you don't sell, you don't eat. The pressure of that scared me to death. I didn't like the idea of waking up every day, going to an office where I was alone. That was scary to me. I didn't like the idea of feeling like people making me feel like I was begging them to let me come see them. That was nauseating to me. You see, I had confidence coaching football. Every day I had a warm, special place to go to work. I had my coaches, my school, my team waiting for me every day. Every day I had people cheering me on. My fans, the students, the parents, the community. Every day in coaching I knew what I had to do to win. I had a system I believed in. I believed you learn best by doing it. I believe you practice until you can't fail. I believe you outwork My challenge was to duplicate that in business. February 10, 1977, A.L. Williams decided we were going to build a company like you build a football team. Those 85 people, all of them were coaches or they had played on a team. And A.L. Williams turned the business of life insurance into a game. You see, we didn't know anything about business. We didn't have any MBAs. We didn't have any professional salespeople. We didn't understand business plans, budget, and spreadsheets. But those early A.L. Williams pioneers understood how to put a termite uniform on, and they understood how to get anything in the wrong color dadgum jersey. I want to talk to you tonight about the A.L. Williams I remember. We were a team. We were together. We cared about each other. We loved each other. We created a bubble around A.L. Williams that was so totally positive, where we would fight with you. We would protect you. There was a special kind of spirit at A.L. Williams. We didn't just like it. We loved it. We really believed when we were born that we were different, that we were special. We believed that one day we would change the thinking of the largest industry in the world. We really believed that one day we would destroy trash bag life insurance. We believed that one day our leaders would be among the most successful people in American business. I think you saw that on stage a few minutes ago. We believed when we founded A.L. Williams that one day we would take our people to all the great places in the world. We believed to build a team, you had to be a competitor. To win big, you got to love to compete. You got to love the toughness. Coach Woody Hayes, the great coach at Ohio State, said. Coach Hayes said, I never saw anyone make a tackle with a smile on his face. See, competition is everything. To win, you got to have a scoreboard. If you don't have something to play for, you get bored. You get tired. You give up. February 10, 1977, A.L. Williams was just a peanut. 85 people in one city, in one state. But we look at this big old industry, the largest industry in the world, and we said, who's number one? And we found out it was Prudential. We said, who's the most famous company out there? And it was Prudential. And we said, we're going after them. That's what we're going after. A few years ago, I had the opportunity to play golf at the Wild Country Club in Miami, Florida, with Coach McCartney, the great football coach at Colorado. When he went to Colorado hadn't won nothing in football in forever. In his first press conference, he said, I guarantee you they're going to win a national championship. The football program that was number one, like Alabama is today, you know, in the football world, was Nebraska. Nebraska was on their schedule. Now listen to this, folks. Listen to this. Coach Mack, head coach at Colorado, a little old weakling in football, no real tradition in football, puts out a schedule for the next year. All the teams are in black, except Nebraska, the national champs the year before, and he put them in red. See, you know the number one reason we kicked Prudential's butt is they didn't love it like us.